What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Where the Locals Skate. I'm your host once again, OG Skate Show. This is a podcast where we get to know local skaters on and off the board. And of course, today we have the Couch Boys in the studio.
What up?
David Peralta and Victor Castillo.
What's up? His voice kind of like messed up, but what's up?
He messed up? How did he mess up?
His voice was messed up.
Right.
My voice crackled.
It's cracking
It
voice.
happens to all of us, yeah.
And now let's introduce our guest this week. We have Alex Parfitt in the studio.
Yes, sir.
Dude, thank you for joining us today.
Absolutely.
Really appreciate you coming down.
You were. I wanted to say you were here too with the Daniel, right? With the bird bus.
Yes, the skateboard bus.
The
yes.
skateboard bus.
Yep.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah,
Yep.
skateboard bus.
Yep.
All right. Let
Shouts out to
everybody
them, yeah.
shout out to them, dude. Let everybody know what city you're repping.
Anaheim, California. Very local, and I love the Orange County.
All right, cool. Shout out. Have you been there your whole life?
No, not my whole life. I was born in Corona, but I lived. Childhood was largely centered around Corona, but which would be like more Riverside County. But I grew up, went to school and all that stuff in like San Bernardino County, Victorville area. So
Okay.
yeah,
It's pretty hot out there, man.
yeah.
Ooh.
And I've skated a lot in that hot weather.
Okay. Did you pick up the skateboard out there, or did you pick it up in Anaheim?
No. Well, no. When I first picked up a skateboard, I've always been completely enthralled by the idea of skateboarding.
Mm-hmm.
I started at a young age. It was like, I had like this like little like, I don't know, it was like a plastic skateboard, and it had like zoo creatures on it. And I would always go out and I'd be like barely able to walk, and I'd put my foot on the skateboard and I'd try to push around and stuff like that. And
Okay.
my dad, shouts out to my dad, Danny.
Shout out
He would
Pop.
always be like, yeah, do it like this, and he would like mess with my legs.
Did your pop skate?
Yeah. So
Okay.
I have two dads. I have a stepdad and my biological father.
Mm-hmm.
They did both skate and all that stuff. But my stepdad skated quite a bit and was always pretty like, you like skateboarding? Let's do this. So
That's rad, dude. Yeah, his good support, huh?
yeah.
I wanted to ask, how old were you when you were getting on the board?
At that time, at like 3, but like I was always pretty, like, I would always want to skate and push around on it, and I was like 3 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And but where I got my first board and like really started going and learning how to do tricks in the front yard and stuff like that by my dad teaching me, or going to skate parks, I was probably about 6 years old. About 6 years old, going to skate parks and rolling in and stuff, and just being one of the little Grom homies.
What year was that?
Let's see,
Like when you were 6?
born in 95, so probably like 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 2000, 2001.
2001?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, dude.
You're good at math, man. You got
Yeah.
some good calculation.
Don't listen. I was using the fingers right now.
Yeah. Well, sometimes we got to do that, man.
Yeah.
But was it in Corona, like when you got like your first like pro board, I guess, or was that Anaheim already when you're going to skate parks?
No, so it was definitely in Corona. The shop that I originally like went to, and I think I got my first board from. I don't know if it was exactly there. My first pro board was from a board shop called Defy.
Mm-hmm.
Defy Board Shop, and they're in Corona. Shouts out to Defy Board Shop. I used to go in there all the time and look at the boards and try to talk my grandparents into buying me boards and stuff like that. That one's a good one. I want that one.
Were you more interested in like the graphic at the time?
Yeah, I wasn't more focused on like the shapes or anything like that. I was like,
Yeah.
the graphic this,
Yeah,
or,
that's what calls out to you first, as a kid, I would say.
yeah, or if there was gold trucks there, I was like, gold trucks.
Yeah.
I'd be like, how much are they? Like $50 a piece? No, we're not doing that.
I remember trying to match everything up too, like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, this color goes with this color, whatever. But, dude, shout out to that,
There
man.
was a time where like Crooks trucks came out with like, they had like little diamonds on them, and they looked so sick that like everybody wanted them. So I was like, dude, I want those, because that was the style back then,
Yeah.
So it was pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
All right. Do you remember what brand of board you got? Your first board.
Let's see. I remember a few of them. I know I did get like a shop deck, a Defy board, but like ones that like really stood out is I was really into to girl boards.
Mm-hmm.
I think I had a Mike Capaldi board at one point. I think my first ever board, it was like professional board, was actually a DGK board.
Okay.
And shouts out to DGK. Like
Yeah.
I know a
They
few
always
people
had
that
some
that
fun
have done.
graphics.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it was like an Easy E board or something like that.
Dope.
Yeah, and I was like super. It was like purple, and like purple was my favorite color at the time, and I was like, yeah, that's sick, you know. And I remember I went on it, and I knew how to ollie, and I just felt like it was so crisp and clean, the pop on them. I was like, it sounds so good, it sounds so cool, you know. So I think it was DGK was probably my first pro board ever.
That's cool, man. Because
Yeah.
I mean, that sound when you're a kid, dude,
Mhm.
you getting that pop, and you're like, you're realizing, like, I remember using boards that weren't like professional boards. Maybe they've been used already. All the pop was gone out of them, and then to get your first real board, and then to feel the actual way that a new board can crack off the ground. Ooh, man, you felt like you can learn everything after that.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. Are you goofy or are you regular?
Regular.
Regular?
I'm gonna say I'm ambidextrous because I try to balance it out now between regular and goofy.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of tried to do like when I came back to skating, like I had this idea like, oh, when I come back now, I'm just gonna learn everything like at the same time. I'm gonna start doing switch. So when I do my ollies and I tried, and then I think I got up to 2-stair ollie, off a 2-stair switch, and then I was like, I think maybe I fell or something. That's probably it.
Yeah,
after
slip
that.
out. You're like, ooh.
Yeah.
That's it.
But yeah, shout out to that, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always good to keep your switch game sharp.
Yeah, absolutely. Even if it's like, if you're skating regular and you're just skating regular and stuff like that, like if you're leaving a park or something like that, just throw the board down, skate switch everywhere. Get used to turning those trucks, and I think that's what helps me a lot.
You know what? That actually does. I agree with that. That does help you. Me, like I've been kind of like just practicing switch manny as I'm cruising by or practicing switch. And when you start doing switch tricks, it helps you out a lot. So I totally agree with you, man.
Yep. You start to learn to lead with a different foot and all that stuff.
I need to learn how to like pump around a skate park.
Yeah.
Switch.
When you get that burn in that leg right there, you start getting that feeling in it, and you're like, oh, okay, this feels familiar. So then it starts. Your body naturally adapts through muscle memory from the other,
That's cool. Yeah, because I see Peralta sometimes he's going for like a fakie, and like at like 4th Ave or whatever, for example, and you can go over that little, I like to call it the Twinkie in the middle.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and that, to me, to go over that backwards would be insane. I feel like it would just pitch me, and he just goes, la 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 la, switch crook on the other side. And you're like, okay, cool.
Rad, dude.
Yeah.
That's all those years of pushing manga.
Dude,
Wow.
that was what I pushed Mongo for the longest.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I think that's probably why I'm so comfortable pushing Switch now because
I have the same
I would
issue,
always
It built up that foot,
yeah
that left foot to push.
yeah
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm glad I changed it up though, man. Because I watch my old footage, I'm like, ugh. Yeah. All right. What are some of your favorite local spots to skate?
Are we talking parks or street?
Well, we can start with the park.
Okay. Right now, I think my favorite park, because like I started off like Manzanita was like my favorite park because I really like the ledges and stuff like that. But I would say probably my favorite park right now is Ponderosa.
Ponderosa?
Yeah, I like Ponderosa. It's just good vibes there. You can flow the park pretty easy, and there's a nice little hip there.
It's pretty slick, but yeah, once you get used to it, I think it's a cool park.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I seen you've been hitting that. I think it's like a corner piece, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's got that little hip right there. It's got some major pop on that one.
Yeah, I try my best. Sometimes like it's all I know how to do. People are like, "Why do you pop so high?" I'm like, "Cause I'm small. I've got a little man's complex. I gotta pop."
You gotta get it up there, man. I mean, hey, but it just makes it all look better, though. Like I'm trying to get the board up in the air as high as I can, but then sometimes if I know I can land it, sometimes you gotta cut it back just a little bit, and then I'll be like, all right, I was just trying way too hard.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I find myself, battling back and forth between trying too hard and being more effortlessly. But I notice when I try tricks, when I'm not trying so hard, they come more natural.
Right. I feel the same way. Yeah.
Isn't that a trip that like when you're just having fun, like just attempting like to not to even try a trick or nothing, you just throw something out there and then like you're like, what? I could do this trick, or you form a trick, or you get close to a trick, or not even trying. But when you're trying, you don't even get close to it. Start getting frustrated, and you're like, damn.
It's the best time to learn, because you're having fun.
Exactly. Yeah, I have a few homies that I skate with, and they're largely focused on on clips and stuff like that, and getting clips, and shouts out to Chris Wood Skate. He's one of my best friends as far as skateboarding and stuff like that. He films a lot of my videos, and he does push me to film sometimes because like I'm like kind of like old school skater. Like I'm not really used to like getting clips all the time. You know what I mean? Like sometimes I just like going to skate just for the
fun.
for the fun of it and doing all that stuff. And you know, I tell them like, you know, let's just skate, learn some stuff. You know what I mean? So then that way, when you do go to break out the film, it's like it's coming more naturally to you because you're not worried about getting that clip. You know? And all that stuff. But
yeah, I wish I could find like a nice little spot in the street of something I love to skate, like at a park, you know, like it's just happens to be so naturally built, like in the wild, and be like, oh wow, like I know I could get something on here, you know, but you know, I'm not really out there searching either for it.
But my favorite street spot. Let's circle back. At my favorite street spot, I think right now, it's a place called Underground. It's in Fullerton, and it's like a parking structure. They've got slappy curves and stuff like that. They've got like a nice little straight ledge out. It's like a little two-stair right there. There's a little straight ledge out. Super fun, you know what I mean? There's a lot of, you know, there's like a downhill like slappy curb and stuff like that, lots of like manual spots. I think that's pretty much my favorite area because I love skating ledges as far as
are you fairly close to the Fullerton spot?
Yeah
Okay.
Yeah.
I have to meet you up there one day because I like those little mani pads there too.
Hey, rainy day season
that's a
is
spot
coming, so that's a spot right there for
it is
days.
yeah. Usually like that's the place I go to, and like there's a lot of like the locals that go to the skate parks and stuff like that, they all know about that spot. So it's like everybody brings their rails and, you know, their ramps and stuff like that. So like, you know, if there's any skaters out there that don't know what to do on a rainy day in Orange County, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Fullerton.
Fullerton Underground, man. Yeah, people bring fun boxes, rails. Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
You never know what could happen there, you know. But usually Sundays are the days that are the parking lot's kind of open, right?
Yeah, Sundays or just, you know, anytime after 5 really is like, you know, the best times to go there because school's out and stuff. There's, you know, college right there and all that. So, high school.
That's cool. Cool. That's any other spots though?
Irvine. Was it UCI or the university?
Yeah,
Irvine?
UCI Irvine.
Yeah, I like there. There's a lot of good like double sets, triple sets. They've got a nice like little 12 there that I need to go and get the run backs on because, you know, I stuck it so many times and bruised my hip pretty bad, and I was like sauced after that, you know. So I got to go and get my run backs on that 12 there here soon. Maybe kickflip it or something. That'd be tight.
Heck yeah, dude. Yeah, that's a good spot, man. That's good. And are you filming it?
Yeah. So if I go and I skate something like that, you know, like I obviously have like an envision for a trick, and it's got to be a day where I, you know, hop on my board and kickflip first try.
Yeah.
You know, I can't like, you know, land primo first tee trying to kickflip for the day. That's like I'm feeling this day, you know.
All right.
Or there's another ledge spot. It's like a curve ledge. I think it's like off Harbor or something like that. It's like right by a Jack in the Box. There's some curved ledges that are right there.
Okay.
Yeah, really nice buttered ledges. Those are fun, super fun.
Dude,
like sidewalk ledges or like a curb ledge?
No, it's like a planter. There's like a planter, and it's like right on like a main street or whatever. So like usually like we go there at like nighttime because it's cooler and stuff like that, less cars. But yeah, it's like you just come down the sidewalk and then you curve in and then hit the ledge and it goes around. Yeah, it's pretty tight. It's like right by like a Vaughn's, I believe, right by a Vaughn's and a Jack in the Box. And yeah, it's a pretty sick spot. There's a few ledges that are just like that, and it's a planter ledge, but it looks like a legit ledge.
That's like cool. Clip material?
Yeah.
It's on Harbor?
Yeah, I think it's on Harbor and Lincoln, I think. Or I could be wrong, but it's on Lincoln.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it more for like regular or goofy?
Either way, you can come either way at it.
Come either way. I like that. Yeah.
And then there's also like there's the ledges on the outside, and then on the inside there's another ledge, and you all into it. You can board slide that little curved ledge and then out. You know, it's really tight.
Speaking of a street spot right now, like I had a question, bro. Like if a homie hits you up and tells you want to hit up a street spot or a skate park, what would it be? Like, you know?
For me, it really just depends because I usually say like let's go to a park at first and just do like maybe like an hour there just like warming up so then I can see what I'm feeling. If I'm feeling ledges or I'm feeling like it's got to be like a park though with like stairs because like
you want to test that out too.
Yeah, I go on a moment where I start feeling how I'm feeling flipping in the air. Some days I feel confident, some days I'm just not feeling it. You know what I mean? So like I like to to go and gauge what I'm feeling that day. But usually it's like, you know, I like street spots that have like ledges and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
Manny's, you know, we're still working on the nose Manny's.
Dude, I think that's smart, man. Like you kind of know, like, what am I hot on today? You know, like am I a ledge guy today, or am I hucking today?
Exactly.
That's kind of cool.
It helps with being more versatile too, and dialed in. You know what I mean? Because then it's like, all right, well, I'm feeling this, I'm feeling that, I'm feeling this, and as you're practicing, you're just getting the full range of stuff and continuously working on yourself. You know.
That's rad.
Big on working on myself.
Dude, yeah. Heck yeah, dude. All right. Favorite. Well, let's talk about a local skate shop then. Who's the shop now that you're going to?
If I go to like a shop, you know, I would say that, you know, I would, you know, go to my sponsor, which is the Skateboard Bus. You know, shouts out to Skateboard Bus. You know, they help me out with my board. It's really the only board that I skate is Skateboard Bus. You know, if I have any problems, if I need hardware or anything like that, you know, I just hit up Daniel over there at Skateboard Bus, and they usually send it out to me, or, you know, I'll go up and I'll meet up with them and stuff like that. He's really supportive over that.
I was gonna say, does he like pull up like, here, you need some bearings?
Absolutely. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, absolutely. I blow out a bearing or something like that. I just hit him up. I'm like, hey, I need you over here. You know what I mean?
That's
do
so
a little
cool.
filming. You know?
Yeah, man.
Kicking ass.
I love that, dude. Like, and we still gotta get us a day so we can rent it out or whatever, or have them come out to a park when we're out there.
Absolutely. They definitely bring a vibe. You know what I mean? Like, everybody out there is like super like close, family oriented. You know what I mean? And, you know, we got boards and stuff. The kids love it. You know, everybody is like super impressed by the idea of a mobile skate shop. You know,
it's cool, man. Like I reference it like an ice cream truck. You know, like it's kind of rad.
Yeah. Ice cream truck pulls up, the mobile skate shop pulls up. It just goes hand in hand. You know what I mean? Like, especially after we did the podcast here, we went to the what is that park? The slippery one, the volcano.
Oh, did you?
Mayberry?
Did you go to Mayberry?
I think so.
Is it right down the street from here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we went there, and you know, as soon as we pulled up, we were all skating and stuff. I set up a new deck and all that stuff, and we were all skating over there. And as soon as we pulled up, we had like 1-2 people just run up to the bus and be like, "What's up?" We're like, "Oh, we're not open right now. This is just the team day." You know what I mean? So it was like, yeah, people love it. It's a great thing to see a bright van pull up. You know, that says skateboard bus. It's like, what is that? You know?
Yeah, I love that, dude. And then they have the inflatable mini ramp as well.
Yeah, Evolution. Shouts out to Evolution.
So
yeah,
I mean, for those that don't know,
super fun.
Yes, there is an inflatable mini ramp.
Have you skated that? Like, is that the same thing as skating the skate show ramp?
Dude, the skate show ramp is rad. Shouts out to OC ramps too, because you know their ramps are super fun. You know, but I think it's a little bit more mellow. Like it's a little bit more mellow on the concave. But personally, I've seen it. I haven't gotten a chance to skate it because, you know, like I tried going out there, never breaking down by the time I got out there off of work and all that stuff. But you know, I'm sure I'll skate it here soon.
Yeah, because I've seen them set it up like at a beach and stuff like that too.
Yeah, you could rent it out, set it up at beaches.
Yeah.
You know, like if you want to rent it for the front yard or something like that, you got like a little inflatable with like water slide or something. You know what I mean? Like.
And you do have to sign a waiver just to let everybody know.
Yeah.
So that way, you know.
Yeah.
To cover himself.
I was gonna say, even like for kids trying to get into skating, it's a good cheap way of being like, well, let's see if they're really into it instead of going out and investing on full on wood ramp and everything.
Yeah, exactly. And the
I should have did that. Nah.
Skateboard Bus actually offers we'll teach kids too. You know what I mean? So like, if you know, some kids don't know really how to skate like mini ramps or anything like that, or just even know how to be comfortable on a board, we'll come out and we'll show them like the ins and outs, you know, squat your knees, you know, wider stance and all that stuff, be comfortable on it, to show them how to skate transition a little bit more comfortable, you know what I mean? So it's definitely something they offer, which, you know,
that's
gotta
amazing.
look out for the little homies.
The homies of the future.
Exactly.
I mean, it's so rad that there's so many places that offer this now. I mean, there's a lot of like people that I've talked to, everything has skate lessons now, which is cool.
You know what I trip out on? That like back then when I started skating in 2005, like we didn't really see instructors or teacher or coaches. You know, it'll be like people would think that like there were skaters that were good. They would think they're too cool or too like you know, good to teach or whatever. At least that's what I would think. You know, but nowadays, you know, you see like those people that wanted to learn. now you see them progressing and actually teaching the kids. You know, it's like, you know what? I didn't get this as an opportunity. Now I'm gonna give an opportunity for these kids.
Exactly. Yeah. Most, like, I've noticed too, like, most skaters are like, they're so dialed in on getting their next trick. You know what I mean? They're like, they don't want to look out for limits. But if I'm like at a park or something like that, like, especially with like my social media, like when I post videos, like I've been at skate parks. Like I went to Harbor City, and I went there and I had two kids come up to me and be like, "Are you Parfitt skates?" I was like, "Yeah," and they're like, "We follow you on TikTok and Instagram." I was like, "Really?" And they're like,
cool.
"Yeah." You know, and it was like one of those weird feelings. I also went up to Victorville, and you know, I had somebody ask to take a picture with me, and they followed me on there, and I got like a trick. I was like, "This is such a weird feeling. Like I'm just a normal person like you guys." You know what I mean? Like it's really humbling and stuff like that. So when I go to parks and I see kids and stuff, and they're like struggling with something, like I'll be like, they're like, "How do you do that?" And I'm like, "I'll show them how to do it," you know, and like crouch more on this, and they end up following me and stuff like that. And
I like that.
It's good because when I grew up, it was like the opposite. You know what I mean? It was like the opposite. It was like
total gatekeeping, like figure it out.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Not no more, man. Like I mean, I think it's rad. Like when the little groms are like out there like skating, and especially because you know like I don't have no kids or nothing like that, so it's kind of like, you know, if I show up to the skate park by myself, I'm not trying to go and be like befriend all these little kids, but when they start skating along with me and start doing tricks like I ollie over a little rail, and then here comes a little homie, he did it, and I was like, all right, let me see if he does what I do again. So I went up and I tried to do like a front shovey off a bank, and he comes behind and he tries to do the front shoveys. Like I'm all, hey, you want to work on that? Let's do it. And then sure enough, we just had this little session, but he was trying so hard like on his tricks that he pushed me to want to get my stuff too. Like I usually wouldn't have went that hard and fall a couple of times trying to get a heel flip, but I went for it until I finally got it, and then we were all excited about it. You know, it was like shout out to Max out there, dude. Little Grom.
Yeah, that's part of skateboarding. I mean, you gotta
push
what
the I mean? So I mean, and like it's cool, man. That the love for skateboarding like that is out there. You know.
Mm-hmm.
You know what also trip out on? Like, as kids, they see us skating and we don't have no sense, or we don't really acknowledge the kids paying attention to our skateboarding. We're just in our own zone. And as they grow, like, sometimes we'll say, acknowledge them, hello, give them a little tip or advice. And as they grow older, they see us and they're like, hey, remember me? I was that kid. You gave me that advice, you know? Like, I still remember you taught me how to kickflip, or you gave me that board, that handy-down, and that really meant something to them, you know?
Yeah, those are turning points in somebody's life when they're interested in something and you help them along the way of that path. You know, it'll spark an interest and continuously stick with them for the rest of their life. I still have people like that, like within my life, that I think about all the time. Like Tom, I remember he was a shop skater for Defy, and I can honestly say he's probably the reason why my kickflips are so steezy, because I remember watching him straight into the park, first try, just kickflip in the big pyramid at Santana Skate Park in Corona. And he would just do it like so clean and just like boned out, and then land and just roll away. And I would always ask him, how do I do this? How do I do that? And then he would always ask me, let me see your kickflip.
Yeah.
So, nope, put it under the bolts. Do it like that. And like now my kickflips are like that. But yeah, I have tons of homies that are, you know, super big inspirations as far as, you know, why I have tricks the way I do today.
I feel like a lot of times, like say little Max, for instance, he's going to skate with a bunch of older dudes, just like I skated with a bunch of older dudes. Did you skate with a bunch of older dudes?
Absolutely.
Right? Like, they were just kind of like, they were always just there, and you know, it wasn't like I chose to skate with them. They just happened to be older dudes that they skated, so I'm like, I got to go with these guys.
Yeah, and then it's like they're like your role models as far as skateboarding goes. So you watch, they have tricks that you don't have, so then you watch how they do them. Like you were saying, you know, like piggybacking off what you were saying, it's like you watch how they're doing them, and then you ask them for a tip. Am I doing this right? What should I do more? It's like, oh, you got to jump higher. You know what I mean? Jump straight up and down instead of like, you know, doing this. Like, don't think too much about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been tripping out because even I getting little tips off. There's a skater that you got me to follow on Instagram, where that guy kind of shows you like,
oh, the skater IQ.
Right.
I love that dude, man.
Yeah, I mean little tips that I'll just watch from him, and I'll be like, oh, I'm gonna try that, and then it works. I'm like, damn it, all right.
Yeah, he makes
I like that.
I like his vert tutorials. It makes me want to skate vert.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's helping me out big time. Like he's showing you where to put the pressure on, like how to actually pop out of a pipe or whatever. You know, like it's pretty rad.
I think he just did like the first. What was it? It was fucking Excuse me. It was some spin. It was some spin he did at the X Games for the first time. That same dude, yeah, because he skates the X Games a lot.
Oh,
Yeah, I didn't know how big he was until I started seeing him in the mega ramp and all that.
Yeah.
So
You're like, oh, he really out here doing this, not just tutorial videos.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
He's versatile.
That's why it's another reason why I'm trying to get out there and skate a little bit more too, because we do a skate podcast. Yeah, the host should be able to skateboard.
Always have skate.
It's like a skate shop being owned, but like not being a skater owned, So it just has to be like skater owned podcast. If you're a skater podcast, you gotta know what's up with the podcast.
You should know what's up with the skateboard, man.
Trip out on that. I just visited a skate shop actually when we were out filming,
Mm-hmm.
and then the dude working there, he's like, "Yeah, it ain't skater owned anymore. The owner feels more businessy. Comes in with the suit." He's like, "But I guess it is what it is. We got a skate shop."
Mm.
And I was like, "Ah, that's cool, man." But he's like, "Yeah, he'll just tell me how the guy who owns it's more like business and suited up and everything."
Yeah. I don't know, man. Don't let the customer see that.
Well, I mean,
but
that's
to each his own.
yeah. You never know. Maybe he skated as a kid or something. Now he's just more professional, like Mikey Taylor.
Yeah.
Mikey Taylor. Yeah.
As long as you give me back to the community.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, Mike Taylor's, very well respected in the skateboarding industry and changed his profession around a little bit. Still inspiring to this day. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
yeah, you never know that he had a similar upbringing a little bit, but now he's just more business oriented.
Same thing with
He's found
Rob
his
Dyrdek.
niche.
Oh yeah, they're blinded by the business though.
Yeah.
To me that it's a little much, like Rob Dyrdek talking about how, it like he'll eat the same thing every day just so he don't have to think about what his next meal is. So to free up his mind, I'm like, how busy are you? You can't think about what you want to eat.
Mm.
You know what I mean? But it's just like he's like, oh, it's just one less thing. Okay,
Yeah.
Whatever works for you.
I feel like that's just people in their minds trying to be more, more efficient, more productive.
Oh yeah,
And the less,
more like a machine.
yeah,
but-
the less things you can cut out, the faster you can be like, boom, I can get this done. Boom, I can get this done. 'Cause
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
wasting less time.
Oh yeah, he's on a
I
strict
mean,
timer.
I could relate to that in certain areas of my life, but
Some people need it.
Yeah, I can relate to it in some areas of my life because I've had to cut out a few things in my life that really helped me along the way. But sometimes I feel like maybe they do it a little too much because it's like you're a human at the end of the day. I mean, I would never be like, oh well, I'm gonna eat the same thing over and over again.
Right.
But
Another thing, like Dr. Dre wears the same clothes, the same black outfit, white shoes. He's like another guy that's like a genius or whatever. So he's like, oh yeah, I don't want to think about what I'm gonna wear. I already know what I'm gonna wear. So he just keeps pushing.
yeah,
But man, I mean,
consistency.
yeah. But dude, but shout out to Skateboard Buzz. Shout out to them sponsoring you.
Yeah.
And then dude, the board that you ride too is pretty sick. It's got the graphic that Listo chose.
Yeah, death.
Yeah, and you showed us a cool tattoo.
Yeah, I've got a matching tattoo with it.
I had a question. Why that tattoo of death? Well, how did that come about?
Well, I mean, I guess it has like a double tandem because I struggle with addiction a little bit, and when you struggle with addiction, I was really addicted to opioids and stuff like that. There was a long period there where I was like thinking about death and stuff like that, and I had like a weird fascination when I was using to like the scythe that he used and stuff like that, and I didn't know whether like most people would be like, oh, I'm scared to die and all that stuff, but I felt comforted by that when I was in my addiction. I was like, oh, it's so cool. I was like fascinated, like it sparked something in me. So I think it just circles back to
That's crazy what those opiates can do to a person.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's like, and then I feel like if people know the addiction, there's a way out of it. There's either you die from it or you can go to recovery.
Yeah, and that's essentially what I did. And so I think my connection to death, like my tattoo, it's a picture of death on a skateboard, and he's holding a scythe, and there's blood coming off of it. And I got that, and I feel like it kind of circles back around to, with skateboarding, you know what I mean? Like I'm away from death, but also when I was using, I wasn't afraid of death. It's kind of like that "don't fear the reaper" thing. So it's like, who knows? Maybe I could be that reaper on a skateboard. You know, reaping what I sow every day. So
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But did you get that tattoo when you were using, or did you get it after?
No, I got it after.
After.
Yeah, this is more recently. Shout out to Beaver Duck. Maybe we can like take a picture of it or something like that. And you know, Beaver Duck, he's on Instagram and stuff like that. He's at Beach Boulevard Tattoo on Beach Boulevard. So yeah, he's a really good homie of mine. So.
Yeah, it's a nice tat. Yeah.
Shouts out to Beaver Duck.
Heck yeah, dude. And congratulations to your sobriety. I noticed that it said that you, I guess from 4/6/20.
Yeah.
It said on your Instagram.
Yep. Yeah, April 6, 2020. Yeah, that's my official date. That's actually the day I was released out of San Bernardino County, jail.
Okay.
So, I didn't relapse when I was in jail or anything like that. I did a year with half or whatever, and just for something minor, stupid stuff that you do when you're using. And I ended up doing a year with half, and I got out, and I told my dad I was done. I wasn't gonna go back to my old stomping grounds, and we got out, and he was like, "What do you want to do?" And I was like, "I want to go take a newcomer chip." He's like, "Did you relapse?" I was like, "No, I did not, but I am out on my own terms, and I feel like if I'm gonna do this sobriety thing, that I need to make this decision myself. So I'm gonna go take a newcomer chip, and I'm gonna start my day today."
Okay.
So
That's cool.
I had a question about being in jail and like, did you still have the love for skateboarding, or you had no skateboarding in your mind at all when you were in jail?
I mean, so I've always loved skateboarding, for as long as I can remember. And but I will honestly say that at those times there was probably nothing that could separate me from my addiction until I was ready to be sober and clean again and stop dealing with it all. But I will say that skateboarding did change my life and help me bring me back to life a little bit. Shouts out to my dad. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When I was first getting into recovery, I was not like I was in a thing called psychosis. I don't know if you guys know what psychosis is.
I heard psychosis.
But it's kind of like a haze over your eyes, and you're talking about random stuff that doesn't make sense all the time. And that's just from like long periods of just not treating yourself good. And I went into recovery, and it was like everybody's like, I think he needs a higher level of care. You know what I mean? And somebody brought out a skateboard at the inpatient that I was at, and I immediately looked at it and I set my eyes on it, and I just started talking normal again. I was like, "Can I see the board?" And I kickflip first try, and everybody's like, like everybody's like looking at each other like, "What?" And then they hit on my dad. And they're like, "Hey, get him a skateboard."
Yeah.
Get him a skateboard. And my dad did that. He got me an element board. You know what I mean? And I just started skating everywhere and doing all those things, and it helped rehabilitate me back to thinking normally and stuff like that. So
it's amazing.
Dude, that's so awesome, man. Because like, what's so awesome what skateboarding could do to a human being? It could give them life back when they're like in a dark place, or they don't have no hope or faith, and like just this little toy gives you feelings and emotions, and it just brings you back to life. That's so the beauty of skateboarding.
Oh, yeah.
And muscle memory too, man. I'm telling you. I went on a run for like 8 years off and on, going in and out of jail, and as soon as that board came out, I kicked for first try. My muscles were yearning for that kickflip. You know what I mean? There's nothing like that first kickflip where you just get it, catch it bolts, and just
set that fire in your butt that you needed to get back in the right track.
You just feel that board smack your feet, and you're just like, nice feeling.
Flick, catch.
Well, shout out to that, dude, and congratulations to being sober, man. It's amazing. Yep. And are you part of like helping out anybody else too, like any programs like that?
Like a sponsor?
Yeah. Do you sponsor anything, or like? Cause you said your pops does some kind of like a band type of thing, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm involved in recovery. You know what I mean? I do sponsor people. I go to meetings and stuff like that, and I do stuff out of it. Sometimes you get like people that come in that are new, and when they hear like me share something like that, they'll be like, "Oh, you skate?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Oh, can we skate?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure. You know what? Yeah, let's meet up here and let's go do this."
See, that's always cool. Like, cause I'm sure there's always somebody that in recovery that like you're a skater, and then somebody that comes in that's new that skates. Now he can relate to somebody, and he's not really taking. He doesn't have to try to relate to somebody that he can't relate to. Now he can relate to you, and then he sees the positive in it.
And that's the basis of recovery, is getting back to life as it was before we were messing up and doing things that weren't good for our bodies. And I felt pretty strongly about helping that, because like as you were saying, my dad he has 16 years, and
Congrats to your pops.
Yeah, my pops, shout out to little Joe. Little Joe, he's the whole reason why I'm so enveloped in this life of recovery that I am. He interventioned me and all that stuff, and he helped me with skateboard, all that different stuff. But he also works in recovery as well. He works for a company. It's a company called Rock to Recovery. So like what they do is they take a passion, kind of like what I have with skateboarding and stuff like that. But his is music. My dad is very heavy into like the music industry, especially all over the place. And they take his music, and he goes and he holds groups at like mental health centers, addiction centers, rehabs. And I think they also do things for wounded warriors. So like people who are dealing with like wounds and stuff like that from being in the military. And fly them out to go do all these different groups and helps them recover from their traumas and different aspects of life through music and connecting.
I mean, music is everything too, man.
Yeah, self-expression. You know what I mean? Sometimes people don't forget how to self-express themselves, and I feel like that's where we connect. Like my dad's is music, mine's skateboarding.
And he plays like live for them and stuff like that.
Yeah. My dad.
I think live is everything. Like if you could see people like actually put all these instruments.
Yeah.
And they bring out this sound, you're like, that's amazing, dude.
Yeah, riffs, and it's something that touches the soul, makes you feel good inside. Sometimes people forget what that feels like to be, be validated on the inside. So, that's essentially what he does. But outside of that, my dad is also in bands and stuff like that. So, he's currently working on a new album and stuff like that in Vegas. So cool. It's pretty cool. But he gets to do a lot of things just by doing the right thing and helping other people. So
that's amazing. I love that people are out there still helping other people out.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I'm sure, like, because me, I wish I could do stuff like that, but it's hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It takes a very special person to actually take their time to help others.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. Do you got anything else on the recovery or anything like that?
Well,
Please stop before.
I got something for the recovery. Like, I'm going through it myself too. Like.
Congrats on 1 year as well.
1 year, I just hit my 1 year mark.
Hey,
like
congratulations.
August 15th. Thank you so much.
Nice.
And I feel the difference. And I'm more active, more productive. I see like my passion came back with just skateboarding. My mind's thinking clearly. So I recommend for anybody having trouble out there, do not give up. And it's tough. It's tough, to struggle, but keep your head up. And, we could do it. You guys could do it too.
Exactly.
Good job, man. Yeah. Like that's motivating for me to see other people like, because, we all came through the same thing. We're on the same boat.
Yep.
And I'm like, dude, like, I don't like seeing people struggle, even though we talk to them, but like they say they want to change, but then you still see them falling. And we've been through that. I know how that feels, but seeing someone like actually changing their life little by little, like that gives me joy. I'm like, hell yeah. He's going to love that feeling of being sober and getting his life back together,
Yeah. It takes that one step, man.
Yeah.
You take that first step, and it's a long. People might be trying to think, oh my God, it's hard, whatever. I mean, like he said, we can do it. You can do it. Like I haven't had a drink still. Knock on wood. But like I said, I didn't quit for an addiction. I did it for my health.
Yeah.
And for skateboarding as well. So yeah, man, and I feel great.
Yeah,
it's amazing. Like he said, thinking more clearly, and I do see more and more skaters on a sober tip lately. Like I've been more and more guests like you have been sober. Like they come in here, they don't have a drink, and our podcast, if you watch in the very beginning, we're hammered on a lot of those episodes. So so I mean, I don't know if we would have even started this podcast had we not had the liquid courage in us.
Well,
but. Yeah, we did change along the way.
That's good. So there's also what's crazy about that situation is I didn't know this was a thing, and I was like, I was mentioned something about it by my friend, a good friend of mine, Nick Riviera, right? He told me to come and check out this meeting, and it's a skateboarding meeting. So it's like an AA meeting, and you go to this meeting, and it's actually at Volcom Skate Park, and
wow.
a bunch of alcoholics, addicts, whatever it may be. You go there and you sit through the meeting. It's a normal meeting. You share, and everybody's normal meeting platform and all that stuff. But after, everybody goes to Volcom Skate Park and they skate together. You know what I mean? Sometimes they do like sessions. They do camping trips and stuff like that together. So it's like a nitpick family. So it's like if you're a skater, you know what I mean, you're struggling with stuff like that, like come to a meeting, you know what I mean?
That's cool.
It happens
Yeah.
every Sunday. I think it starts at like 9 or something like that.
Okay.
So, you get a nice little morning session after.
It's cool about that too, because I think that's important, and it helps us even more, I think, and I, you can't quote me on this, but in my opinion, I think skateboarding helps more because you're getting you're burning off all this negative energy while you're out there.
Yeah.
Like you can go to recovery and then still come home, and if you didn't do some kind of type of exercise or something, you know what I mean? I think, I think we have a little bit of an advantage on getting a little healthier faster.
Yeah.
In a way.
Speaking of which, maybe I should get a little sip of some liquid death.
Some liquid death.
Some liquid death. Let me see if I can get it cracked real quick. Yeah.
There you go. You gotta murder your thirst.
Yeah.
This commercial is brought to you by Liquid Death. Yeah. All right. Let's get back into. Uh-oh.
Time to wake up.
Do we take a break?
No.
I'm kidding. Let's get back on. What's your board setup?
My board setup right now, I have currently I'm skating a skateboard bus deck with some Jessup grip, and then
What's the size of the board?
right now it's 8.5. I chose 8.5 because I'm usually used to 8.5. I feel like maybe it's a little big for my trucks, but I've gotten used to it.
Okay.
So I go back and forth between like 8.5 and 8.25. I do have an 8.75 board too that I usually use for like bowls and stuff like that.
Do you feel like you have different tricks like for different sizes, or do you still got all your tricks down with both boards?
I mean, I still have all my tricks down with both boards, which usually trips people out because they're like the board's so much bigger. I'm like, yeah, there's more surface area to catch.
To land on, right? That's how, that was my theory back in the day when I couldn't land on things. I was like, oh, the board's wide. I should be able to land on it. Look how big it is.
Yeah, you may have to
back
flip
in the
a little
day,
harder,
8 was huge back in the day.
Yeah.
You got to remember the.
Yeah,
now
from
it's
7.75, and then everybody's skating 8s, and you're like,
yeah.
what?
8's the
That's
new
a boat,
8's the new 7.75, man.
Yeah.
I mean, now you got like what, 10, 10 and a half, 14s.
Yeah.
I mean,
Nice,
my
nice.
gosh.
Pina Caddy with this fucking Disney cruise liner.
Oh yeah,
The egg boards, Eggzillas.
Eggzillas.
I think that thing was bigger than the Eggzilla.
Oh yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, Caddy. Shout out to Caddy out there, dude. Yeah, dude. And what wheels?
What wheels? Oh, Spitfire.
Spitfire.
So I got Spitfire wheels. I think they're the Formula 4s maybe or
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah, probably the Formula 4s. And then I've got some Bronsons in there. But I'm getting ready to switch out to Quantums. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Quantum bearings.
We heard of Quantum, I think.
Yeah,
Just
so,
recently,
that
actually.
I was talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have some Quantums that I'm gonna be putting in there and stuff like that. I've skated some Quantums before and all that, but I just haven't skated that board in a little while. But Quantum is a really good company. They're good at reaching out to people who are tagged in their reels and stuff like that. Really supportive of other skaters. So they're a great
I
company.
like that. Yeah.
Shout out Quantum.
Shout out to them, man. Yeah, I think it makes people feel like you're using their product, and then they shout you out by using their product on their website or their platform. And that's
Exactly.
everything, man. That'll make me want to support even more.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're noticed.
Yeah, I'm
You're
buying your product,
acknowledged.
and then you're showing me to the rest of your fans.
Yeah.
Like maybe I'll get a fan from you posting me.
Exactly.
It's
Get
like-
a follower. Or,
You help
Yeah.
me and I help you. Help
Yeah.
each other.
I mean, that's the way it should be, man. That's the way it should be.
You get what you
Skaters
give.
supporting skaters.
Yeah.
You give what you get. Yeah.
Yeah, and trucks,
Trucks. Right now, I'm skating some Indie Hollows.
Indie Hollows.
Indie Hollows. I will say that I like Slappies a little bit more. The turning radius on them are a little bit better. There's more grind clearance. But I've skated Indies for a long time. But I just haven't made the switch over.
I've heard good things about Slappies.
They're fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic trucks.
It's so weird that even like Ace. You know how even though they're like all the old models of the indies, it's just I feel so attached to the name independent. I guess you know the trucks is just seemed like they were the one. But you know I'm a new fan to indies though. I was always like I was first Venture, then Destructos, and then Tensor.
Tensor?
And then, yeah, Tensor is the one that showed me how much a turn radius could actually have on a truck. And then Indies are the next ones because it's a little more, doesn't turn as fast as Tensors, but still got a good turn.
They're pretty durable for the most part.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had any issues with trucks breaking on
impact.
On impact.
Yeah,
do a lot of impact.
I'm not hucking down anything, so.
You know what trucks gave me problem with that was Royals. Like the base would always break.
Dude, I forgot about Royals. Oh my gosh.
The base plate would break.
Yeah.
I think that would happen a lot back in the 90s too.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, and then I started using like riser pads because I would always have stress cracks or base plates cracking, like where you couldn't even put the nut back on.
Yeah, they're supposed to help with wheel bite too, though. Give you a little bit more leniency and wheel bite.
But then again, I was always cranking everything so tight back in the day, you know.
Yeah, you got to, because it makes you comfortable on your board. But now like when I have like homies that like skate super tight trucks, and they'll like do a trick and they'll fall off the board. I'm like, see, if you have loose trucks, you just lean into it. You just lean into it.
And then they go, no, but I want to roll away straight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like no, but you get comfortable on your board. I mean, if you can roll it, even if it looks sketchy and your heels don't touch or something like that, you're still rolling away on your board. That means you have control over it. You know, so.
Yeah, I like that, man. So what would be one of your favorite tricks that you say you have a lot of control on in a turn radius? Which one would that be? Because I know like a lot of people can catch their board, and then they'll do that little like, right?
The pivot.
The little pivot, and I don't know, like, and then there's people that have to go bolts.
Yeah.
Which one are you?
I mean, I feel like I'm more predominantly a bolts person.
Bolt person.
Like anybody that knows me knows like I like to bolt all my tricks. People are like, why do you got to do that much? I'm like, it's just how I do it, you know. But as far as like turning radius, like I think nollie back heel is probably one of them, and I was also trying on that hip at Ponderosa. I was trying nollie back 270 heel.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, and I was like sticking that one. I didn't get it because I was like, I'm just gonna get a clip. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just continuously trying to perfect tricks that I'm good at, and I love nollie heels. Anything nollie switch heels, just fantastic.
That's the best.
I seen you doing some nollie heels earlier. You got them pretty good, man. Pretty high.
Yeah, just level them out. Yeah.
That pop, man. Like I said, that steez is everything, dude. Don't let people try to tell you to lower it.
Yeah. Yeah. Stop trying to lower my expectations for my own skateboard.
You paint the way you paint. I paint the way I paint.
Exactly. Watch this masterpiece.
All right. Any other flow that you get besides from Skateboard Bus?
No, not currently.
Not currently?
You know, not currently or anything like that. You know, I'm just kind of having fun. Skateboard Bus is really the only people that have genuinely reached out to me and stuck with me. But like I said, you know, on the last podcast, like it wasn't like one of those things where I was like, you know, initially trying to get sponsored or showing up for the team, you know, team tryouts or anything like that. It was just like going in there and chopping it up, talking about the bus and how we run stuff, and just being a homie, you know what I mean? Like wanting to know a little bit more about them, and they just felt good enough about me that they wanted me on the team. So like that was like validating, because if I ever like took on a sponsor or something like that, it's not because, you know, I'm reaching out to them or, you know, I'm wanting something. I want it to be natural and, you know, have like an aspect of like, we want you around because you're a good person. You know what I mean? Like you got a positive mindset, because I'm a very positive person, you know, like 90% of the time. So
yeah, I like that, man. Yeah, because a lot of times, like, I feel like a sponsorship should be like a family type of deal, you know, like there are those ones that you can get paid and maybe they just want you to just keep posting, and you know what I mean, but
that's like stressing over a check though.
Yeah, it's kind of like you're chasing, you're trying to chase a check.
Chasing the money, trying to make sure that the income keeps coming in.
I feel like you become more numb to the love of it. You know?
Right.
Becomes a job.
Yeah.
You learn to hate it.
Yeah. Well, you know, some days you like it, some days you love it. You know what I mean?
There's those days where you're like, do I really gotta go skate today?
Yeah.
That's when you know you gotta just recover and rest up if you can't skate. You know, she's like, all right, if I can't really want to skate, either that or you got things to do.
Well, when you get to 45, man, you let me know if you still want to skate every day. Well, maybe Lisa will.
I'll be 30 in February, so and I woke up with a kink in my neck the other day. I was like, what's going on? My girlfriend's like, you're almost 30. Just wait, it's getting there. And I was like, oh no, dude,
I mean, there's times where like I'd be falling asleep like that. You're starting to get to that little realm, and then all of a sudden, like you're like, boom, I hit a rock or something in my dream, and like I go jolt in my sleep, and what happened? And I'm like, I just hit a rock right now. They're like, wait, what?
I used to get those in high school. Like when I would fall asleep with my dad's, I would hit my knees on the bottom of the desk. Yeah, because it'd be like, blah, blah, and I'd be like, oh. Everyone loved me like happened. I was like, I was trying to kickflip.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, for any skater out there that knows, man, if they had that done, leave a comment, man.
Yeah.
I know, because I've done it many times. You do that, and you start falling asleep, you maybe hit a rock, or you try to kickflip or something.
We think we're skating something.
Yeah. But it's hilarious, dude. Was the dream to go sponsor? I mean, get sponsored. To go pro and get sponsored?
I mean, yeah. So like, I mean, when I was younger, I was like, all I like really strived for was to like go pro and do all this stuff. And then like, like when I was in probably like 8th, 9th grade, like Louis Lopez was like starting to get big and all that stuff. And I remember I met Louis Lopez, and I was like, dude, we're the same height. You know what I mean? I met him, and he was like super chill and all that stuff. And he's like, you want a board? I was like, yeah. And he like ran, he had long hair, he had braces on and all that stuff. And he came down, he's like, here, don't tell anybody. And I was like, all right, cool. And he gave me a board. And I was like, that's crazy. If he could do it, that means I could do it. And then I was like really watching his stuff, and I was like, this dude's like sending down some pretty big stuff. You know what I mean? He's really good. And I was like, I don't know, should I be discouraged with that? But I just continuously skated all throughout high school and progressed and nutted up on stuff, and
I mean, a lot of us, like, I was always thinking, man, it'd be awesome to go pro,
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, everybody would love to have their own deck, their own graphic on something, just to be like, that's me. It's got my last name on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of kids, they want to go pro, but they want to go pro because of the free stuff, but they don't see the hard work that's behind it, like traveling, leaving your family behind, always on the road, the hard slams, the filming, the pressure. Contest, all that.
Yeah, sometimes it looks easy because they get all the free stuff,
Like if I went pro, right? If I went pro and they were like, oh, we're gonna go filming, you want to send it down these stair steps and stuff like that, I'd be like, as long as you guys are providing healthcare, you know what I mean? Wow. Healthcare, and you guys are keeping my bills paid, I'll hug it down, whatever you want. You know what I mean? Whatever you want me to do, I'll hug it down.
All right. Yeah.
We had one of our guests, and we said if you could have any sponsor, and they said a healthcare.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What about you? What sponsor would you get?
Yeah. What dream sponsors would you want?
Dream sponsors? Are we talking like let's see. Dream sponsors. I've never really thought about that. Let's see. Dream sponsors. I would say outside of like skateboarding stuff, I think it would probably be like an airliner.
An airliner?
An airliner.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I can fly anywhere in the world. You know what I mean? I've got this amount of miles for this year. You know what I mean? Fly wherever the hell I want. With bring a friend passes. You know what I mean? Like, can you bring a friend with you so I could fly halfway across the world?
Right, with pre-check and all that stuff, so you don't have to stand in lines.
But I think that's pretty even with healthcare, because healthcare sounds pretty nice though too. I'm getting to that age where it's like,
Yeah. We've gotten gasoline, we got in Walmart, we got in groceries, and now you say airlines. That's a good one.
Yeah. I feel like because like especially if like you've never been out of the state or to like a different state or something like that, there's such a euphoric feeling of like going somewhere you've never been before. You know what I mean? So like I feel like I've never been out of the United States. Like I'm very in the United States. I would love to go to like Italy or something like that and skate Italy. That'd be sick. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, go out to Spain and hit a, Macba.
That'll be one of your dream spots to skate out of the country.
Yeah. I mean, I have an infatuation with Rome too, though. Like, I love anything that's like super historic and all that stuff, and it'd be cool to like see all that stuff, but then go skate the street spots because people out there still skate. So.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Do a tray flip in front of the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
Exactly.
And then try to get it so while the tray flip, you're like holding it up maybe or something. It
looks like you're doing like a tray flip the fakie down it. You know what I mean?
Or over it, or your trucks hit it and you're knocking it over.
First skateboarder to kickflip over the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
There you go. Yo, dude, that's amazing.
Yeah.
What if you got a shoe sponsor? Who would you want?
So I would say
I hope that's not a crazy question.
kind of, because like I have like a few skate shoes that I
Well, it might be in the bowl too. So.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right. I think my dream sponsor for shoes would probably be FP, to be honest, because like their impact resistance,
Okay.
And a lot of the people that are on the team and affiliated with them are like really cool people. I've met a few of them, stuff like that. I feel like FP would, and I feel like they deserve a little bit more recognition. And
You've skated the FPs?
Yeah, that for the past four pairs of shoes that I've skated have been FPs, and I skated. My favorite FPs are the high tops, the
Old Dirty Bastards.
no the slappies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so those are like my favorite shoes because I like high top, mid top
Okay.
shoes because my ankles are over time of like rolling them and whatnot and stretching them out. My heel flips and kick flips are really
Okay.
folded, if you will. So like if I do like a heel flip or something like that, I'll scratch the ball of my heel up.
Huh.
So I like a little bit high tops, but those are like my favorite ones initially. But if it wasn't FP, it'd probably be right as of right now, and be like Nike SB because I'm skating these SBs and they've got a nice board feel on them. So
Okay.
Well, what shoe from the Nike SB? What is your favorite?
right now the dunk lows.
The Dunk Lows?
Yeah, the dunk lows. I like them.
All right.
Yeah.
And if they give you a colorway, what colors would you want?
Colorway. Probably say something like black and beige or something like that, or because like I don't want it like white because white's gonna get super dirty.
Right.
Give me like black and beige or something.
White's good for if you're going filming for that first day and you get your clips that day.
Yeah, you're
You
skating
get white
ledges,
shoes.
skating ledges or something. You know what I mean?
And you better get it all that day, But
Yeah, it's gotta be some black marble ledges or something. Color coded with your surroundings.
Mhm. I've been skating. I think these ones lately, and I've been liking them. These white ones.
I haven't tried S's before.
Yeah.
To be honest.
they're fun.
Yeah, I gotta try them out.
I'm usually an OG XL guy, but these ones have been working out for me lately, and I usually don't skate like a smaller shoe, but this one's working.
But then again, Vans, all-time favorite Vans shoe to skate has got to be the fucking
XL2s.
no, dude.
Dustin Dolans, Kyle
No,
Walkers,
I'm
half caps.
space half caps.
Half
There we
caps,
go. I was
Steve
spacing
Cameron.
out on it. Half
Yeah.
caps.
I was thinking all of them.
Yeah.
Which one is it?
Yeah.
The
it's half
Ronin
caps.
smooth stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, half caps. Yeah,
Which
they're a
one
very
is-
good shoe.
I even have a pair of Fergoso, I think his name is. or-
Ferguson.
Ferguson.
Craig Ferguson.
I think I have a pair of those shoes too. Yeah.
Yeah. Not only that, but Cabs is also a really humble, nice guy too.
Yeah,
So,
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get into, like you already said. What if you could travel anywhere else besides Rome and Italy, or is that the same place?
Yeah.
Yeah. If I could travel anywhere else besides Rome and Italy, it would probably be. Are we talking in the States or out of the States?
Anywhere, even if it's for just vacation.
Just for vacation? Bora Bora.
Bora Bora.
Yeah, Bora Bora.
Where's that at, bro?
I heard it's
Probably.
lovely this time of year.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I love water and stuff like that. So if I'm talking something tropical or if it's somewhere to, like, skate or something like that,
Mhm.
as much as I've seen tons of interviews from Udo and stuff like that, like Japan and all those places, you know what I mean? I wouldn't mind going there, but I hear they're really strict on street skating. So,
Yeah. A
Yeah.
lot of places are like that, man. So you got to be careful out there when you go into places that you don't know.
Yeah.
It's always good to like go to the local skate shop or the scene and ask the people like, "Hey,
where's the spots
where's
at?
the spots?
Yeah.
Where is it safe?
Yeah.
And where you can get some good food.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
You know?
Yeah, gotta get good food. And not only that, but I'm, like, super into anime, too, so I would love to go to Japan. Japan would be nice.
Okay. What about a dream trick that you wanted to go down maybe?
Oh. Let's see. Dream trick. Dream trick right now is probably going to be probably switch big heel.
Switch big heel.
That's a good one.
Switch big heel. I feel like they look super nice.
Front side or back side?
Backside.
Those are the hard ones too.
Yeah.
Okay. Down something, off something,
Probably
up something.
probably down something. You know what I mean? Probably down something would be sick. which is why I'm also trying to get really comfortable skating switch and all that stuff. Because like switch heels, no problem with switch heels.
Okay.
At all whatsoever. But and I can also do switch front bigs. So it's just now I just gotta
put them together.
Yeah.
Damn. I'd love to see that one day.
The trick looks nice off stairs.
Yeah. If I get it on a hip, I'll tag you guys.
That's what I've been like when you said the trick, I was like down something that looks so dope.
Yeah, you have more time in the air too.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And then you get that nice slow-mo shot. Just watching the whole thing rotate.
Mm-hmm.
And would you want the top view too, like how above the stairs?
I don't know, I feel like it would look way sicker, like board down bottom, under. Yeah, because you could see the board flipping and just like everything over it.
We'll get two angles. We'll get two
angles.
angles.
You'll see that perfect catch too.
Yeah.
When it smacks your feet.
Yep.
I don't know if you guys seen Nigel Houston's Fade to Black DC part when he switched big spin heels Hollywood 16 and they show like two angles, but the switch big spin heel looks so nice, like super clean.
Yeah, that dude can skate though.
Yeah. He's another one of those dudes that I was like, oh, we're like the same height. And then just like get super tall, you're just like, what happened to me?
All right, let's get into hobbies off the skateboard. What are you doing off the board?
Hobbies off the skateboard?
Yeah.
I would say probably playing the guitar is like something that I like doing. Going to concerts.
Is that a bass guitar, electric guitar, or
acoustic?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not too up on bass, you know what I mean? But like like I said, my family's very musically oriented. I'm not as good as the rest of them, you know what I mean? But it's definitely there. But I like playing the guitar a little bit. I like going to concerts. I'm going to a few big name concerts and this year, or actually I'm going to one in October. I'm going to When We Were Young, so I like doing that. Sick. Nice.
Or the Locals Sk8 guitar pick.
That's tight. I'll definitely use this.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. So I like doing that, but usually like concerts and just being family oriented. I love being family oriented.
That's the best, man. That's the best for sobriety too, man.
I got a question. Are you the only child or you have siblings?
No, I do have siblings. So I'm the oldest. And I have two half sisters, or I just say two sisters because they're both my sisters. I have one sister who's 20, about to be 26, and then I have one sister, 26. Yeah, 26. I think she's probably gonna yell at me right now, when she sees this. But and then I have another sister who is 10 years apart from me, almost to the day, and
wow.
So she's the younger one and all that stuff.
Do you guys celebrate on the same day, the birthdays?
Usually, because my birthday's on the 7th and hers is on the 10th.
Okay.
So they're really close.
All right. Yeah, that's cool. I don't know if I would want to share my birthday, but hey, to each his own.
Yeah.
No,
well, when you get older.
I know, but as a kid, you're like, maybe you guys get a Nintendo or something. And it's like, now it's both of yours.
Yeah.
No one can claim it.
Yeah.
What about sports for hobbies? Like, did you play any sports or anything like that?
I was in wrestling. I did wrestling for a long time, and I did jiu-jitsu for a long time. So that was like, I never really was too into like any other sports other than wrestling and like more like hands-on stuff. But yeah, I did wrestling. I won like silver medal, like a silver medal in finals, and I wrestled a guy that was state champion, and I ended up going like 3 rounds with him before he pinned me. He's like, I didn't expect you to go that long. I was like, I'm a fighter, lion-hearted, you know what I mean?
So was it high school or after high school?
It was like before high school. It was like before high school. Once I got into like freshman year and stuff like that, I was like strictly skateboarding. I was a drama kid, you know what I mean? Which is like a weird mixture because it's like, I'm hanging out with all the skaters at lunch, but I'm also like right before lunch, I'm hanging out with all the drama kids, which were like the nerdy kids, if you will. But, as you could tell, I've got a really big personality. So, so I was very versatile as far as people I hung out with in high school.
I liked drama class as a kid, but it was like you said, I was afraid to go there because of the whole what would people think about me type of deal. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. And then it finally came down to like the last project where we had to do something and I acted it out the whole time, and the teacher was like, where was this guy at the whole time, the whole year, I was like, oh man, I didn't want to be that guy.
Yeah.
I
have never had a problem with that. Like my best friend Joy, she's actually the drummer for this band in Idles Ruin. She's super cool, girl drummer. They're super sick. Check him out on Instagram. But she always says, like, whenever, like, she's around me, there's never a dull moment with me, because it's like we could be in public and I just do like the most like out there stuff that just like makes everybody else laugh, and it's like, you're not embarrassed to do that? I'm like, no, like I'm like genuinely unapologetically myself, because it's just me as a person, you know?
That's cool. Yeah, always be yourself, man. Don't be afraid to be yourself out there.
I had a question about the wrestling.
Yeah.
Because you're a wrestler. Did you ever watch WWE or nah?
No, that was like a. I mean,
I know it wasn't the same, but you know,
that was fake.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Well, you know, there was like a nostalgia of it. Like at one point, like I think that was more like elementary school and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like I was like really into like Rey Mysterio. Like people were always trying to like, you know, do Rey Mysterio stunts on the playground and stuff like that. And I'm like, you guys are crazy. You know what I mean? And like. I watched it then, but I as far as like wrestling and MMA, like I was really my stepdad and stuff like that hung around a lot of people that were in UFC stuff, so like 12th Planet or 12th Planet and stuff like that, which was you know, like a jiu-jitsu place with like Hoist Gracie and stuff like that. So he trained me, so I was really into like the aspect of like UFC and wrestling and doing those things. So like that was like a really big hobby of mine at one point. I kind of want to get into it now, but you know, I plumb, so I'm like super busy throughout the week.
Yeah, back in the day, I was doing a little jiu-jitsu and judo.
Nice.
It was fun, man. But
the old judo times.
It's a lot of work, like everything. You work out everything.
Yeah, the core.
Yeah,
you know
the grappling, everything. Mm-hmm. It's such a good workout, but
it is.
Yeah, dude, that's amazing. Yeah, I was gonna ask too earlier and I forgot. Did you ever join any contests or anything for skateboarding?
I did. Dude, I'm trying to remember what the name of it was. I think it was
Castle or anything like that. Or,
no, dude. So I've been to what was it? I'm trying to remember it. It was at the Orange County Fairgrounds. I don't think they have it. Maloof Money Cup. I went to that, and I have like signed stuff from like, you know, Steve Barra and like and Pudwill and stuff like that. Like, you know, that was like my first like actual contest that I went to. I remember I got a Zoo York board because I was like skating, and they were like, "Oh, do you want a board?" I was like, "Yeah, for sure." And you know, it was like such a good feeling, especially Tori Pudwill. Shout out to Tori Pudwill. He's a really cool dude. Like, you know, I was walking by and I was carrying a Thrasher magazine. He happened to be on the cover.
Your height?
I mean, I was listen. I was short then, and I've grown a little bit since then. So I don't know. I haven't seen him in a long time. But he came out like off the course, and he saw me out of the crowd, and he was like, "Yo, yo, 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 yo," and I was like, "Oh my God, it's Tori Pudwill." You know what I mean? I was like, had that nostalgic feeling. As like a kid, I was like, "Oh my God, it's Tori Pudwill," and he comes up, he goes, "Hey, bro, can I see that, please?" And I was like, "Sure." And he was like, "I haven't even seen this yet." He was like, "I'm on the cover of this one." He's like, "I haven't even seen this yet. This is rad." And I was like, "Oh yeah, no problem." He's like, "I don't mean to be like," I was like, "No, you're good." You know what I mean? Like, you're good.
Yeah.
You picked me out of a crowd because I had your thing. I was like, "That's crazy." And he ended up signing it and all that stuff and told me to like keep shredding and stuff. So it gave me like a really healthy ego boost. So I was like, "Wow, that's crazy." Like,
that's
picked me out of a crowd. It was nice.
Heck yeah, picked you out of the crowd because he saw that magazine.
Yeah, and then I also went to King. I think it was called King Skate. It was like called the King Skateboard Contest or something like that. It was at Lafayette Park, and I remember I went down there with my buddy, and I think it was my buddy Ron. We went down there, and he was like, "Dude, everybody's so good here." I was like, "You're gonna skate, right?" He's like, "No." I was like, "I'm skating."
You're skating.
Yeah, I was like, "I'm skating for sure." And I went and skated the contest, and I didn't place or anything like that, but I did get over that fear of like skating in a contest, you know. So
it does sometimes, like, it could be a little intimidating even if there's a big crowd watching, but a lot of times I just go for it, you know, because like I think more people will just be impressed that I can actually do a trick on a skateboard than judging me at like how good, like, "Oh, you suck." They'll be like, "Oh wow, that guy can actually do that," you know. Like, I think I get that more than, you know, than hate.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's just that's just in people's heads, you know. Whatever you think, who knows? People don't even care, probably.
Nah.
You know what I mean? You got any questions, Listo or Peralta?
Yeah, I got a couple questions. First, who would you like to see next on the show?
Ooh, who would I like to see next on the show? Okay, so I think I would like to see Nick Riviera.
Nick Riviera?
That's Ground Score, right?
Yep, Ground Score.
I used to work with him.
Yeah, he's actually a really, really good homie of mine. calls me all the time. We were both plumbers, so we connect on the plumbing aspect of life and the skateboarding aspect of life. So, and I talk to him quite frequently, and he's inspiring, especially not only in the workforce but also on the skateboard as well. You know what I mean? So,
okay.
I would love to see a podcast of his, hear his story a little bit. So
Yeah, he's a real cool dude. I met him with the Drum Brothers.
Yeah.
Because we all used to work that. I don't know if you ever told you when we used to do like concerts and lemonades and all that.
Uh,
We used to do all that together, and that's how I met like the whole Florida squad.
oh, nice.
Oh, that's cool. Dude, shout out to him, man. That'd be cool to get him on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that'll be sick for sure. I got another question. You said you do plumbing, right?
Yes.
How many years have you done plumbing, and how'd you get into it?
4 years. So I was a low voltage electrician at first, and I had some stuff from my past where I couldn't get into a military base, so I couldn't get my licensing, or it's called DBIDS. It's like an ID card to let you into the military bases and stuff like that. And I couldn't get in, so I was out of work and I needed to pay rent and stuff like that. And my dad, shouts out dad, I was newly back into this life of normalcy, and he hit up one of his friends, and they were nice enough to hook me up with a job. And I was only supposed to do a week there, and a week turned into 2 weeks, and then 2 weeks turned into a year, and then a year turned into 4.
4, huh?
Yeah. So
yeah, that's cool, man. Shout out to them for taking a chance on you and giving you.
Shouts out to West Coast Plumbing.
Yeah. Now we know who to call when stuff goes crazy in the studio.
Absolutely.
I need a business card.
Yeah, absolutely. I can get you one of those.
Nice.
Yeah.
For sure. I got another question. What advice would you give to people out there struggling with addiction?
If you're struggling with addiction, there's you'll come to a point in your life that you will go through. Sometimes some people go through a divine intervention, if you will, or whatever it may be, where you're disconnected. If you feel like you're stuck in a place and you don't know what to say, or you feel like you're less of a person to reach out, don't be afraid to reach out. You know what I mean? If you see somebody who's in recovery, or you want to get into recovery, there's numbers out there where people will help you get into treatment centers, even if you don't have a healthcare or something like that. There's places that'll take you and help you detox, and there's a better life out there. You know what I mean? I can vouch for that completely. I can put that on my whole entire soul and being, that there's a better life out there, and where you're at is only going to get you to death. You know what I mean? You're just going to cripple yourself. But if you do give yourself a chance to live and breathe a little bit, reach out. You know what I mean? Reach out and give it a try. Give it a try, and go to a few meetings or something like that, and stay in a recovery home surrounded by like-minded individuals, and start reaching out to other people that you see, I want what they have. You know what I mean? Right. I don't have what they have, but I want what they have.
Right. It takes the person to actually get to the point to want help too.
Exactly.
A lot of times we could try to help people out that
you'll get there. I assure you. Sometimes you don't, but you'll get there.
Yeah.
If I could pray for anything or have a higher power do anything, is that He puts a roadblock in your way where you're conflicted, where you're what am I doing in my life? I mean, those are the best moments in life, where you're hit with a hardship and you're am I doing the right thing?
Yeah.
So, yeah,
that's good advice.
That's a good one.
It's the best thing I can reach out.
Advice.
Yeah.
I got a last question right here. So, what's next, and what new projects do you got working on, or anything that you got coming up?
So, I'm always continuously filming clips and stuff like that. I think, there's going to be a point to where I'm going to start doing some actual filming for the skateboard bus and stuff like that, and doing some more street stuff. Hopefully eventually just continuously skating and just meeting more people. You know what I mean? I don't even necessarily need sponsors, but just meeting people that are like-minded. You know what I mean? That you can carry that like-mindedness from wanting to change your life, and continuously use that like-minded mentality in a positive manner, and surround yourself around people that are going in that direction. And if you bring the right energy, you guys all start going places with each other. So
yeah,
I'm a firm believer on that, and I just want to keep skating. You know what I mean? I'm always continuously trying new stuff, and hopefully get better and better, just for my own personal well-being. You know, the man I see in the mirror, and I'm like, yeah, you clean, bro. You clean.
That's right. That's right. That's what's up, man. Heck yeah. Anything else, Listo?
That's it for right now. Yeah.
Prata, you have anything?
I mean, you on your skating journey, would you be open to pick up more sponsors as you keep going? Like, if the opportunity comes to keep progressing up into that world?
Absolutely. You know what I mean? Like, I'm all for, like, you know, repping people and, you know, again, giving people, like, shout outs. Like, even if, like, it's like a company that I rock with quite frequently, like Cult of Individuality. You know what I mean?
Clothing, right?
Yeah.
You had the shirt on last time, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like, you know, I'll usually, like, tag them and stuff just to show that I rock it and stuff like that. And, you know, they're pretty good about reaching out and, like, posting me on their story and stuff like that. And they're a pretty big, well-known, you know, brand and stuff like that. So, you know, even if, like, nobody's sponsoring or anything like that, I still give them shouts out because, you know, it helps for people to be like, oh, that's a nice shirt. You know, oh, this is those people, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's always good to, like, give somebody a platform, even if you don't really have one, because, you know, hashtags are a big thing nowadays, you know, so.
I mean, yeah, I mean, if it helps, because I'm not even sure if they really do help, but I mean, I'll try to add them, you know, just to help out whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, do you guys search hashtags out?
Not really.
Not me neither.
I think they just help with the algorithm. You know, when you're scrolling through your reels and stuff like that, they
help with the algorithm.
Yeah, that's why I always put like love skateboarders because it's affiliated with Barracks and stuff like that. And I noticed ever since I've done that, my videos are just like.
Okay,
shot up.
good to know. We're gonna add that one.
It does affect it a little bit.
Yeah.
Puts you more out there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You know what's a trip? Like, sorry to cut you guys off.
Yeah,
No.
no.
But dude, the other day, Instagram's told me like, yo, because I'm making so many reels, it says, oh, you're getting recognized, right?
Yeah.
So next thing you know, I'm like, all right, cool, pay no attention. So I'm at work, and this guy comes up to me, he's like, hey, do you skate? I was like, oh, well, why, what's up? Do you skate too? Or he's like, nah, man, I just seen you on Instagram, man, your thing popped up on my feed, and I thought that was you. And I was like, what? So Instagram wasn't lying, I am getting noticed.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's funny.
It's such a good feeling. You're like, what? Word?
It is funny. Like once we had a guy come up to me at a skate park and it was like, "Oh, we're the Locals Sk8. Can I get a photo?"
Yeah.
And I was like, it's gonna begin now. It's all over now. It's coming. No one's hit me up for a photo since then, but yeah. But that was funny that I was like, oh wow, this is kind of weird. Like I didn't know I was gonna be that guy.
Yeah, you
know?
take a second and you look at your knees and your back and you go, you hear that, you guys? We're getting noticed. You know?
Yeah,
Makes
but
you feel good, keep going, you know?
Yeah.
and shout out to everybody that watches the show, man. I swear.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We get tons of people who watching it.
It's growing, man. We got a list of people that we can't wait to bring on the show, but like we only do it once a week, so.
Yeah, I'm watching all your guys' followers go up too.
Ooh, yeah, we hit to last time I checked, it was at 421. So I was all excited when I got to 420. I don't know why, but
I was at 419, waiting for 420.
Yeah.
You were
At 421.
You're like, wow, that's such a lucky number, you know?
That's such a lucky one, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, so shout out to everybody that subscribes and to everybody that's new to the show, dude. It's amazing. Thank you for tuning in. I swear.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Shouts out to
Liquid Death.
Liquid Death.
We gotta get them,
Yeah.
man.
Every time I think of Liquid Death, I think of Richie Jackson. I don't know why. Maybe
Richie
he was the
Death.
first one that brought into the skate industry, or maybe the first one I seen drinking Liquid Death.
Mhm.
I don't know what it is, but I think
I know.
Richie Jackson.
Hey, you ever get that, like, when you're drinking something? Like, are you drinking a beer? What kind of beer is that?
Oh, yeah.
I was at a drive-through one time and some lady thought I was drinking and driving.
Yeah.
She's like, "Do you want anything to drink, like with your food?" I'm like, "No, I'm good." She's like, "Oh yeah, you are good, huh?" I'm like, "It's just water.
Yeah.
I'm not drinking."
It's water. It's crisp and refreshing.
Yes. Yeah. All right. Do you have anything you want to bring up, maybe that we didn't touch on before we get out of here?
You know, just shouts out to the people that support me and whatnot, and on the journey. And
Okay, hold on. Hold your shout outs before we get out of here.
oh man, the bowl.
The bowl question.
The bowl.
Before we get out of here.
Oh,
We're almost done here. You want to pick a question out of the bowl?
all right.
What would it be?
No.
Drum roll.
All right.
That'll be amazing. We get little sound effects in here one day. Did we already ask you that question?
No.
Okay.
Okay, so if you could have any skateboard in your collection, skated or wanted.
Yeah.
Skated or wanted? What do you mean?
Yeah, like if he skated a skateboard that he wished he never skated, or is there a board out there that he always wanted and doesn't have?
Well, okay.
All that didn't fit on the on the piece of paper.
Yeah. Hold on, let me see if there's another.
Yeah.
No, it's not. Okay. Skated or wanted? If I could have any board in my skateboard collection, or something like that, I think honestly, one that I haven't skated and probably would never skate, any Rodney Mullen board that was like back in the day. You know what I mean? Just because he's such an innovator for skateboarding, whether it's like flip tricks or something like that.
Right here.
That would be a board, like one that he actually skated. I would hang up, frame up or something like that.
For sure.
You know what I mean? And that would be like something that I would be proud and whatnot. But as far as like a board that I've always wanted to skate, I really like zero boards, and I've just never gotten my chance to skate one.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, zero. I skated a few zero boards. I liked them.
They look like they have a nice shape though.
They're pretty solid. Yeah.
Zero
I
board.
enjoy
Or
it.
hold on, let me rephrase that. Maybe my own professional board. You know,
Okay.
skateboard bus board or something.
Okay, I was gonna throw that in there. I was gonna throw that in there. Like, if Skateboard Bus were to give you a board, what graphic would you want?
Dude, I think it would probably have something to do with Corona, which is where I'm from, because that's where it all started for me. Probably be like the Circle City, and then have my name on it, my last name on it, because I'm the last essentially the last person that can carry on my last name, so I would have my name on it and be like where it all began.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it would be sentimental to myself. You know?
So if you're listening, Daniel.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, man, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. I'd definitely support it if you got one. We'd put one in the studio for sure.
Right here, hanging.
Yep. So we got PJ's board up on the wall. So
yeah,
you need to get yours.
PJ.
Yeah.
You know.
PJ's
And
nice dude, humble.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And dude, shout out to Skateboard Bus as well for what they're doing out there, and you know, everything that they're putting in. Also, shout out to the homie Shitty Prada. I saw he was actually screening some shirts for them or something. For Skateboard Bus.
I think I saw that in the story too.
So shout out to him as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna be getting some shirts here soon too. So
yeah. We're gonna have to. We might have to make some for Where the Locals Skate pretty soon.
Yeah,
we'll see what happens.
I'll rock some of those when I'm skating too. You know what I mean?
That'd be cool, man. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I'd probably cut it though, because I've noticed I like shirts that are cut down the side, because it makes me all aired out. You know?
Yeah. Tanner, like, we got a homie Tanner. He never wears shirts, so I don't know. We'd have to like get him some weird, cut off shirt or something.
Just get him one of those lick-on tattoos. So just put the logo on his chest.
Yeah,
it rubs off.
I ain't licking no tattoo. Here you go, buddy. Pow. All right, yeah. Someone's gonna clip that and put it out there.
Dude, make me a meme, please. You know what I mean? Make me a meme, and it'll be my cover photo on Facebook or something.
That would be funny. All right, let's get to your shout-outs now.
Okay, so shout-outs.
Yes.
I'm gonna shout out my dad, and both my dads. You know what I mean? For continuously keeping me on the skateboard and keeping me on the path of recovery and whatnot. Shouts out to my dad Danny for showing me how to pressure flip and kick flip first.
Oh, dope.
You know what I mean? And ollie, all the essentials. Shout out to my sponsor, Skateboard Bus. Thank you for pushing me and helping me along the way so I can continue to do what I love. Shout out to An Idol's Ruin and my best friends. They've got an album called Incomplete out. It's pretty great. Check them out. They're really supportive, especially with skateboarding. And Grayson, he's like the lead front man of it. He's really good at doing like promo videos and anything like that. I think he's gonna be making like a little skate edit for me here soon. So shouts out to him. He's really supportive of it. So got to be supportive over An Idol's Ruin. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Let's see. Shout out to Breaking Into Sequence. Big things coming from them, which is my father's band and stuff like that. And shout out to you guys for having me on the podcast.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Absolutely. Oh, shout out to the old homies like Ron and Alex Carter too, because I wouldn't be in this position where I'm at if I didn't have friends like you that push me to do better. So, love you guys. Haven't talked to you guys in a while, but
shout out to them, man. Shout out. All right, Listo, you got any shout outs?
Yeah, I got some shout outs. Shout out number one, God, for not keeping me going and growing.
Amen.
Giving me the strength and you know, shout out to my family, my mom and dad. My mom's kind of sick right now, so I'm just being there to, you know, take care of her. So sometimes might not be at the show, but I'm trying to be here as much as possible, you know. Don't want to call off. But, and anyway, and another shout out to Peralta for, you know, making the team off to lunch team, you know, like getting out there every weekend, trying to stack clips. I make this project happen, you know. Shout out to the boys getting out there. Miguel coming back on the sessions, Rudy, Gabriel, and Jay Gons, everybody that's trying to be part of the session, you know, maybe you guys could come out too someday, you know, skate show, you could come out, you know, shout out for you coming down, telling your story, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, I got to know a little bit more of you, you know, you came down the first time with the skateboard buzz and, you know, you shared a little bit, but now you actually shared like an hour or so, you know.
Yeah.
So it's cool, you know, and then congratulations on your recovery. You know, it's tough. You said you have 4 years now?
Yep, 4 years.
4 years. It's, you know, it's tough. You said all substances, which is badass. You know, you got to start one day at a time with having an idea of wanting to stop, you know, and after that, just take action.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's possible.
It is possible.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's just, you know, my shout outs and shout out for everybody out there keeping positive things, doing positive things, and keeping it going and growing.
Peralta?
No. Shout out to everyone supporting us. Thank you for supporting the hard work we do and enjoying our content.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Off to Lunch guys. They're all killing it, even though they frustrate me sometimes. I gotta yell at them to stop snapping their boards.
I saw Rudy.
Rudy, calm down. Take a deep breath.
We all get mad, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, shout out to everyone who supports everything we do out here. We're thankful for you guys.
Yeah.
Shout out to where the Locals Sk8.
Thank you. All right. And again, dude, thank you for coming down, Alex. Really appreciate it. Keep doing what you're doing out there, man. It's amazing. We love to watch you skate. Hopefully we get to see a part come out or drop or, you know, whatever you're working on, we're gonna start posting it on the Where the Locals Sk8 Instagram. Again, thank everybody for tuning in. I gotta thank my guys behind the ones and twos today. Thank you for joining us. They both made it today. I gotta say shout out to, you know, Visa's mom. You know, hopefully she's feeling better soon, you know. We'd love to have you in the studio, but if you can't make it in, we understand.
Keep him on priority.
Yes. Family first. And Prata holding it down all the time, bringing the camera down, always holding it down for us. Thank you, appreciate it. Thank you everybody for tuning in again. Thank you everybody for subscribing to our channel, liking it. You know, if you know somebody that wants to be part of the show, hit us up on the Instagram at Where the Locals Sk8. You can hit the guys up on the Instagram as well. And or you see me in the streets, hit me up, let me know. We'll get you in the studio. Until next time, I'm OG Skate Show. Peace out, everybody.